Alright guys, the second third of the NFL season starts today. Of course, we've got no international games, so yep, it's normal time as usual. Either way though guys, there's 6 teams on a bye, and what is it now? I think it's like 11 games to go through, which I guess is okay, but yeah, here we go. Week 7 NFL Sunday preview. Yeah, the slate isn't as good as it usually is, but it's watered down because, again, it's week 7. There's always like 8 teams on a bye this week. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Final Four. Of course, please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the Week 7 NFL Sunday preview. Obviously, we've got 11 games to go through. So, again, without further ado, I think, yeah, it's 11. We'll get into it, obviously. Look at the pregame shows. That other pregame show started at 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. They can go through all the AFC games. NFL Network, obviously, has their NFL Game Day Morning, which is back. They'll be back next week, but then again, the next 2 weeks after that, they'll go on a 2-week hiatus because two of the guys, obviously, being, what's called Kurt Warner and, what is it called? Rich Eisen are going to be in the booth for that one in Germany. So Sunday NFL Countdown starts right now on ESPN. Fantasy Football Now, Fantasy Football Pregame. Again, the two fantasy shows are both on at 11 a.m. Then the Fox NFL will kick off Fox NFL Sunday, lead you up to the NFL on Fox. Just one game this week there. And then the NFL Today, of course, is the doubleheader. They'll be on that starts at noon on CBS. Looking at the NFL, the standings right now, obviously the Bills and Dolphins are jostling for first place. Of course, the Dolphins have a massive game against the Eagles. Bills play the Patriots, who, of course, are desperate. We'll get to that later, obviously. But Chiefs obviously winning 5 straight are sitting at top the AFC West. Ravens at 4-2 are top the AFC North, with the Bengals technically in the basement, but not really. They're on their bye week. Jags at 5-2. Yeah, they've won 4 in a row, obviously, with that Thursday night win. And then there's the other teams trailing behind them. Obviously, the Colts are looking to get over 500 with an upset win. We'll see what happens there. Titans and Texans, of course, both on byes, which we'll get to in a minute. NFC, the Eagles are top going into Week 7. Obviously, they were started out 5-0, but we'll see what they can do this week. They'll still be yeah, I think they'll still be yeah, whatever. The Cowboys, obviously, they're 4-2. Who they're going to be playing this week? I'm just going blank on who they're playing. Oh, they're on a bye. Either way, though, Niners scores 5-1. They also lost last week, so again, they're still on top of the division. Lions 5-1. They're looking to get again a huge win. They've won 4 straight. Bucs are somehow still top of the division, but again, Saints are Thursday night loss. They're there. And Panthers, of course, are the only winless team in the league. And the Bears, of course, have their picks, so they have the top 2 picks in the NFL draft. And then, without further ado, just looking at the buys, Panthers at 0-6. Of course, they're on the bye. They're going to need. We'll see what they can do off the bye. Titans 2-4. They got some work to do. Obviously, you could see them tanking. Texans 3-3. Very good spot for them. You do not expect this going in this week. Bengals at 3-3. Very good spot for them, of course, with how they started. Jets at 3-3. Same kind of thing, except yeah, Zach Wilson's their quarterback, and Cowboys, of course, at 4-2, and yeah, they're also in their bye week, looking to bounce back. Of course, you got the Rams in the week after that, and that's all I got for you guys in the bye weeks and all that crap. Let's get in the first game, Browns and Colts. Here we go. All right, guys, the Browns head to Indy off of their biggest win in a long time, of course, upsetting the 5-0, then at least clearly San Francisco 49ers. Deshaun Watson is expected to play, but you never really know because, again, he is questionable. It's a complete mess there. But then again, they are 3-2. They're going to get to 4-2, and, of course, can't take over the division with a Steelers loss. And, no, wait, they can't take, yeah, and the Ravens losing as well. So, maybe not as much as you, as promising you, no, yeah, as you'd think, but, yeah. The Browns are in kind of a weird spot right now, of course. But, yeah, they're good, obviously. Colts are in 3-3. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster of a year, of course, with Anthony Richardson being out for the year. You expect Gardner Minshew to be well, again, kind of like a roller coaster as a quarterback. Coach last week threw 3 picks, but did throw over for 350 yards. Most of that was in garbage time, though. This week, of course, going against the Browns for the first time in his career, I don't really know what to expect from him. I mean, last time the Browns played, what is it called? The Colts. They won 32-23, but I think Baker threw a pick 6, something like that. That was back in 2020. Wait, they didn't play last year, right, or the year before? I don't think they had. I think it's been since 2020. It's been a little bit. But obviously, these two teams are pretty good when they both play each other. At least since then. The game's at 1 o'clock on CBS, NFL Boston Paramount Plus streaming services for this game, as well as YouTube TV. Announcing this game will be Spiro Diaz, Anna Archuleta, and DT King and Ball. So it is a C game. Compass Media is Chris Cariano and Brian Baldinger. Looking at the what is called the map, it is in green, which means that most of this Midwest area and then part of what is called Texas is getting this game. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Of course, we'll see what happens in this one time for the Browns starting lineup. Yeah, for the Browns, of course, Deshaun Watson is questionable. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I don't know, maybe P.J. Walker will start. I don't know what the hell happened last week. We'll have to wait and see. Jerome Ford's also there. Kareem Hunt's questionable, though. Pierce Strong Jr. is also in the backfield with Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Downfield Jones. The receiver, Cedric Tillman, is also there. Michael Woods, of course, is out, as well as Jakeem Grant Sr., Nick Chubb, Dawson D. and Michael Dunn, Jack Conklin, Jordan Kanowski, and Thomas Graham Sr. David Njoku's the tight end. Harrison Bryant's also questionable. Jedrick Wills Jr., Joe Batonio, Ethan Poka, White Taylor, DeJuan Jones across the offensive line. Drew Forbes is out. Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith off the edge with Jordan Hicks. Overall Broncos also there. Dalvin Thompson, Jordan Elliott are the linebackers. Defensive linemen with JOK, Anthony Walker, and Sunil Takitaki being out. Matthew Adams, maybe Tony Fields will start, as well as Denzel Ward, Martin Emerson Jr., and maybe Cameron Mitchell starting, of course, with Greg Newsome questionable. Juan Thornhill and Grant Delpit are their safeties. Their kicker is Dustin Hopkins. Their punter is Corey Borkus. Down Peoples-Jones and Pierce Strong Jr. are the returners, with Charlie Hewlett doing the long snapping. For the Colts, Gardner Minshew, of course, will start. Sam Ellinger's was back up. AR, Evan Hull, Ashton Dolan, Danny Pinter, Jake Witt, Jernard Avery, Grover Stewart, Titus Leo, Daniel Scott, Dallas Flowers, all on IR. With Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss in the backfield, Michael Pittman Jr., Josh Downs, Alec Pierce is questionable, Isaiah McKenzie behind him, Kyle Granson's out, so we'll definitely see Drew Ogletree and Mo Alley Cox. Bernard Raven, Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, Braden Smith is out, Blake Freeland will probably start. Freeland, my bad. Quiddy Pay, Samson Ebukam, Odiengbo, Taquan Lewis off the edge with DeForest Buckner and Tavon Bryan up the middle. Shaq Leonard, Zaire Franklin, EJ Speed are the linebackers with Kenny Moore, Daryl Baker Jr., Juju Brents at corner with Rodney Thomas and Julian Blackman at safety. Matt Gay is your kicker, your punters, Rigoberto Sanchez, Isaiah McKenzie's your return, and Luke Rhodes is your long snapper. All right, now for the Browns offense, I went to Deshaun Watson under 30 passing attempts. Again, if he plays, this would be good. Really any quarterback. I just don't want him getting into the shoulder injury and stuff, and I just don't think that would be really necessary unless they're losing. Jerome Ford, 100-plus rushing yards as well. I think if he, again, can have a good game, I do think that might convince him to not go after another running back, at least for his sake. And I do think, again, he just hasn't been great this year. I do think that would be a good spark for him. And as well, 15-plus points in the second half. The Colts have had comebacks in the past. Don't let them do that. And the O-line has to hold blocks downfield in the run game. They did that somewhat well last week, at least towards the end of it. But that can be more consistent. They can have a really dynamic running game today. Defensively, 5-plus pressures in the fourth quarter. Again, getting after Gardner Minshew in the fourth quarter is literally their best shot at shutting him down, at least when they get there. If it's close. 3-plus strip sack attempts for Myles Garrett. Again, you saw what happened to Gardner Minshew last week with those blindside plays. Have Myles Garrett try to do the same thing. The secondary can't get high off of last week's. Ended up getting cooked. Yeah, if they get all aggressive and we're so much better than you, they will get cooked because that's kind of how the Colts roll. And under 20 points allowed, again, you don't want to make it any harder than it already is on your offense. Now let's look at the Colts. Alright, looking at the Colts, I want Michael Pittman to get at least 9-plus catches. Him being a big part of this offense, I think will be able, again, he's really the only receiver that can consistently beat these corners. That's why I really want him having a good game. 0 turnovers, they won't have much of a shot, because if they have one turnover, you already know what's going to happen. Their red zone defense was not good last week, and also the fact that this offense just can't get any rhythm when they start turning it over. 20-plus points, they kind of did that last week, but this week they actually got to score 20-plus. I think they can put up 20. I think that's enough to beat that, again, I won't say challenge Browns offense, but a banged-up Browns offense. And Gardner has to have more poise and awareness in the pocket. That's bottom line, bro. You got to be better there. You can't have that blindside crap happen there. He just has to be, again, less oblivious to what's happening and trying to read the field as much. Just focus on making sure you don't get hit in the face first, because the reads will come. Defensively, though, DeForest Buckner, 2-plus sacks. I really do think him having a big, again, another guy, big impact on the game will help, relieve some pressure on the other guys. Grover Stewart, 3-plus quarterback hits. He did it in 2020. Just do it again. Kenny Moore playing on the flats on third down, because that's where the Browns are going to throw the ball. And double on Mark Cooper because that guy's just crazy. Now let's get to the next game, Commanders and Giants. Here we go. Commanders and Giants open their annual season series, of course, with both teams in different spots. Of course, Giants are on a 4-game losing streak, but the good news is they at least, I don't know, they didn't get blown out against the Bills. But, yeah, that was a really bad way to end the game. But here coming in against the Commanders, they're looking to recover and, again, stop 4-game losing streak. Commanders, on the other hand, are now 3-3. Of course, got the must-win bounce back against the Falcons last week. Was not pretty, but beyond a decent rushing attack and 3 second-half interceptions from Desmond Ridder, which, of course, they didn't really force. That was what they did. So, yeah. And, obviously, they're not 3-3. Again, they've been very consistent, though, so you never really know about this in this game. Last year, again, when they played at MetLife, that game was wild. The final score, it was a tie, 20-20. So that's kind of what you get here. Of course, the Commanders ended up losing the Giants 20-12 in controversial fashion the next week, in Week 15, and ended up basically knocking the Commanders out of the playoffs. Either way, though, again, the game's at 1 o'clock on CBS and NFL's Paramount Plus. NFL Sunday Ticket are your streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, Matt Ryan, and AJ Ross. So it is a B game. Looking at it again, it is in blue. It's basically like kind of like I don't even know. It's like a scale. It goes all the way from Texas all the way up through New England. That's all I got for this game, though. Let's get right into it with the Commander starting lineup. Oh wait, no, the weather. My bad. It's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be partly mostly cloudy. So it's not gonna be rainy, but it's gonna be a good amount of wind, 55 degrees. That's all I got there, guys. Time for the Commander starting lineup. Actually, this time. For the Commanders, Sam Howell, quarterback, Jacoby Brissett is his backup, Brian Robinson Jr., Antonio Gibson in the backfield, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, receiver, Dax Milne, Braden Daniels, Curtis Brooks, Fidelian Mathis, David Bodish, Yakatoni, Derek Forrest, Troy Apke, Jeremy Reeves on IR. Logan Thomas, John Bates, tight end, Charles Leonard Jr., Shaq Charles, Nick Gates, Sam Cosmi, and Andrew Wiley across the offensive line. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Keezy Tua, F.A.L. Bott off the edge with Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen up the middle. Kaylee Keith Saunders, Cody Barr, and Jamin Davis are the linebackers with Kendall Fuller, Benjamin St. Just, Emmanuel Forbes, and Danny Johnson at corner with Cameron Curl and Percy Butler at safety. Joey Slice, their kicker, Tress Ways, their punter, Antonio Gibson, James Crowder, their returners, and Aaron Cheeseman's their long snapper. For the Giants, Daniel Jones is questionable quarterback course with the neck injury. Tyler Taylor will go if he can't. Saquon, Matt Breida, Eric Gray in the backfield. Darius Slayton, Wando Robinson, Jalen Hyatt, Isaiah Hodgins, receiver. Bryce Ford, Wheaton, Chris Myrick, Shane Lemieux, J.C. Hassenauer, Joshua Zudu, and Shane Lemieux all on IR on the offense. But defensively, Azeez Ojulari and Gerard Davis are both out on IR, of course. Darren Waller, Daniel Bellinger, with Tommy Sweeney out. Andrew Thomas and Matt Purdy are both out, and Evan Neal's also questionable. Tyree Phillips and Justin Pugh will probably start across the offensive line. Mark Lewinsky, Ben Bredesen will start at center with Jonathan Michael Schmitz out, and as well, Mark McKeithen is also there. Sean Harlow is really their only backup. Let's see. Now they have two guys, him and Tyree Phillips. So yeah, see Justin Pugh definitely a left tackle though. Ashawn Robinson, Dexter Leonard, Williams across the defensive line with Kayvon Thibodeau, Jahad Warden, Boogie Basham off the edge, Bobby Okereke, Michael McFadden at linebacker, with Trey Hawkins III, Dory Jackson's questionable, Cordell Fly, Deontay Banks at corner, with Xavier McKinney, Jason Pinnock at safety, Aaron Robinson. Is he still out or is he back yet? I swear he's back. Yeah, he's back. This is just, they haven't updated that, but yeah, that is true. Graham Glasgow is the kicker. Jamie Gillen's your punter. The returner is Eric Gray, and Casey Kreider's a long snapper. All right, and what I want to see from this Commanders offense is 3+ first downs on average per drive, at least in the first half. What that means, basically, they could have a 3 and out, but they better have a better drive on the next drive. I just want to see them have good, consistent drives, which I think they can get done. But yeah, no more two a first down and then an out. They got to be a lot more consistent with that. Sam Howell, 3+ completions under 10 yards, under 2.5 seconds per drop. Yeah. Just please stop holding on the ball that long, bro. You got guys underneath. And the O-line has to keep, what is it called? Giants under 30% pressure rate, because again, when they get that, the Giants secondary will jump on some of those passes, and well, Sam Howell just is not good under pressure this year. Defensively, though, no big plays. That's first off. Again, you got to make the Giants offense drive. They're going to make mistakes if you do that. And Saquon under 100 rushing yards, that could be hard for them to do. Again, they struggled with that last year, but if they can keep them under wraps, they should be good. 4+ sacks, I think they can do that pretty easily. I mean, the Giants offensive line is down to their backups of the backups. So, yeah, I'd be disappointed if they didn't get a good amount of pressure. Now let's look at the Giants. All right, for Big Blue, Darius Slayton, 5+ targets. He's probably your most promising, at least dominating, whatever you want to call him, receiver. If you can, again, he's not crazy, but just get him the ball. They're running more outbreakers. I really do think again they're trying to force the ball over the middle to him, but they got to realize that he'll have first downs every single time. He can break tackles, get him the ball on the outside, and Saquon under 25 touches. That ankle injury too. I just don't want him getting too many touches, especially against this line that will again probably again you talk about how he can wear down that Commanders defense. I think it'll be the other way around. Defensively, make Sam take shots over the middle. Again, he has just been so bad over the middle this year, just overall with completion and consistency. I mean, he's had some good throws there, but don't get him confused with I don't even know. Tua over the middle, just please make him throw over the middle. Under 20 rushing attempts against in the second half. Get ahead, basically. That's what I mean by that. Yeah, you don't want to be getting the run ball rain on you in the second half. And 2+ turnovers as well. We'll give them a good shot at winning this game. Again, this is a game it's a winnable game. It's going to be easy. Absolutely not. Like the Giants, bro. They got no offensive line. And we don't even know if Daniel Jones will play. Now let's look at the Raiders and Bears. This is just a tank bowl, but it's not a tank bowl. Because a 3-3 team, under any circumstance, it's not a tank bowl team. Alright, this is the worst game of the year so far. It's so bad. Again, even if they had a starting quarterback, this game still sucks. Here's why it's not a tank bowl, though. The Raiders are 3-3. I've never heard of a team that's tanking when you're 3-3. I don't care. The Raiders should be tanking, but they're 3-3, so they can't be tanking. It's just a team that's 500 is not going to be in the mix for the #1 pick. That's just simple as it was. So I know I want to say this is a tank bowl, but it's not. The Bears are 1-5. Obviously, they're awful. Tyson Bagent's getting his first career start. Again, he's got a really good arm, but last week he was really bad. Again, that was a disaster. We'll see what he can do, though, this week with an actual, full week of practice. The game's at 1 o'clock on Fox, though. I could not imagine this game being any worse. Fox Sports app, NFL Plus, are your streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Kevin Kugler, Mark Sanchez, Laura Oakman. I feel bad for them. Looking at it, it is in green, and rightfully none of the country's getting this game. I mean, if it's in your area, bro, I would feel again, you don't have the NFL ticket, bro, that must suck. The weather isn't great either. I mean, it's mostly sunny, yeah, but 53 degrees. I mean, it's not bad, honestly, kind of nice, but yeah. I mean, it could be worse for this game. It's just me a normal game in Chicago, guys. This game sucks. But these teams did play back in what is it called? They played in London in 2019. That was actually a good game, 24-21 win for the Raiders. And then obviously back in 2021 they played. That was the game that before John Gruden got fired. The Bears actually won that 129. Who knows what happened this one though? That's what I got there. Let's look at the Raiders starting lineup. All right, for the Raiders, Jimmy G of course is out with, I don't even know, bro. He gets injured every game. Brian Hoyer is going to start. Josh Jacobs, Amir White in the back with Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, receiver. Hunter Renfrow is he's been a long way since that 2021 season. Michael Mayer, Austin Hooper at tight end, Jakob Johnson's the fullback, Colin Miller, Dylan Parham, Andre James, Gregory Van Roten, and Jermaine Illuminor across the offensive line. Dolan Wagner, Curtis Bolton, Darian Butler, Brandon Faison, Roger Teamer all on IR. Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz off the edge with Tyree Wilson not playing very well. Jerry Tillery, Ballon Nichols up the middle with Devon Diablo, what is called Roberts playing in. Isaac Rochelle, linebacker. Nate Hobbs is out as well as Corey Bennett. David Long Jr., Tyler Hall, Marcus Peters, at corner with Sherman Ulrich and Marcus Epps at safety. Daniel Carlson is their kicker. Their punter is AJ Cole. DeAndre Carter's their returner. And Jacob Bauman is their long snapper. And for the Bears, Justin Fields is out. Tyson Bagent again will make his rookie starting debut as a starting quarterback again. Roshan Johnson is out. Dante Foreman, Travis Homer in the backfield. Darrington Evans is also there. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Tyler Scott, receiver. Equinemius St. Brown, Joe Reed, Braxton Jones, Khalid Kareem, Josh Blackwell, all on IR. Kyrie Blasingham's the fullback, Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan tight end, Larry Borum, Tevin Jenkins, Cody Whitehair. Nate Davis is out. Jashari Carter will probably start. Tim Feeney's also questionable, as well as Darnell right there. Prized right tackle, of the number 10 pick. Larry Borum could start if he can't go. Yannick Ngakoue, DeMarcus Walker off the edge with Rasheem Green complimenting them. Andrew Billings and Justin Jones are the defensive tackles with T.J. Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, and Jack Sanborn at linebacker. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Tyreek Stevenson at corner. Terrell Smith is out. Jaquan Brisker's questionable. Quindle Johnson will start. Eddie Jack, if he can't go again, Elijah Hicks will probably start though with Eddie Jackson undoubtedly being out again with that messed up foot injury that is still lingering from all last year. Carlos Santos is your kicker. Trent Gills your punter. Tyler Scott and Trent Taylor your returners with Patrick Skills at long snapper. Again, Khalil Herbert is on IR. Alright, for this Raiders offense, Josh Jacobs, 20-plus carries. Give him the football. This Bears defense can't really stop the run. Devontae, Jacoby Myers, 20-plus targets. Get him the ball consistently, both of them. Jacoby Myers has actually been better than expected. And Devontae Adams, 2 targets last week is not good enough. And as well, 20-plus points would go a long way as well. Defensively, they'll literally just play press man with a blitz on third because Tyson Bagent can't throw under pressure. He's never been able to, even in college. That's simple facts. And Max Crosby, 3-plus sacks. That might not be easy, but I wouldn't put it past them. Now let's look at the Bears. For the Bears, Tyson has to get the ball out quickly for obvious reasons. They do have pass rushers, and just the fact that, no. Just Tyson, you got to get the ball out quicker. Screens, RPOs, and 150-plus rushing yards. It's kind of simple. Tyson Bagent is just not ready just yet, so yeah, they're gonna have to run a lot of quick throws, make it simple, and a good run game will help a lot. Even though they don't really have a running back right now. Dante Foreman's good, but no. Defensively, Tremaine and TJ and Jack Sanborn need to communicate better, pre-snap to flex the rules of their coverages to put the defense in an advantageous run fit. Yes, because they're going to be basically trying to make sure that the middle of the field's covered because that's where Brian Hoyer's going to throw. Outside of a couple bombs, he'll probably throw to Trey Tucker like last week. But yeah, the run fits are probably the most important part. Again, with the linebackers just not communicating because all these guys are talented players. They're all very smart. They just got to put it all together and just basically play as a team because that's basically the best part of their team right now. Defensively, Kyler Gordon stopped by 75 rating against as well in the slot. He just hasn't really been there at all in his career. I think that this is one game, though, that he could have some success with, considering the fact they really don't have a slot receiver. And 3-plus passes defended as well for Kyler would really help out this defense. And that's all I got for the Bears, guys. Now let's look at the Falcons and Bucs. Yeah, it is a battle for first place in the NFC South, of course, with the Saints falling at the hands of the Jaguars on Thursday night. So yeah, the Bucs are going to look to bounce back, of course, after that loss against the Lions last week. Falcons, on the other hand, Again, they're also looking to bounce back, but in a different way because, yeah, they haven't really played that well on the road this year. This game's 1 o'clock on Fox. Fox Sports NFL Plus are your streaming services for this game. Announcing it will be Chris Myers, Mark Schlereth, and Christina Mix on another big game. Sports US Radio. It's Josh Apel and Brandon Noble. Looking at it, it is in, what is it called? Yellow. So it's basically just about most of the southeastern part of the country, as well as the fact that you'll get it in Oklahoma if you want to watch it there too. I'll go pull up the weather. Yeah, the weather, it's going to be 81 degrees, so pretty hot, but it's going to be a little cloudy, and yeah, there's not going to be much, like, wind or anything, so yeah, I guess it's good, but yeah, again, these two teams, played last year. The Bucs won in Week 5, of course, in that controversial call, with the, what is it called, roughing the passer. Let's see, if the game ends like that again, but maybe in the Falcons' favor. We'll have to wait and see, though. Let's look at the Falcons starting lineup. For the Falcons, Desmond Ridder, quarterback, Taylor Heineke's his backup, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Cordell Patterson are the running backs, with Avery Williams, Ethan Greenidge, Josh Ali, Matt Hennessy, Chung Bogan, Denchi, Troy Anderson, and, whatever you want to call it, Eken Wakwada, whatever, are all on IR, with Drake London, Matt Collins, and Cordero Hodger, receiver. Kyle Pitts, Johnny Smith, the tight end. Keith Smith is their fullback. Jake Matthews, Matthew Bertrand, Drew Dahlman, Chris Lindstrom, and Mikhail McGregor across the offensive line. Calais Campbell, David Animata, and what's called Grady Jarrett are the defensive linemen, with Arnold Ibikidi, Bud Dupree, and what is called Lorenzo Carter off the edge. Nate Landman and Caden Ellis are the linebackers, with AJ Terrell, Jeff Akuta, Trey Flowers corner, Richie Grant, Jesse Bates are the safeties, with John Koo at kicker, Bradley Pinion at punter, D. Alford and Cordero Patterson are the returners, with William McCall doing the long snapping. For the Bucs, in their hand, Baker, quarterback, Rashad White, and Keyshawn Vaughn in the backfield. Chase Edmonds, Russell Gage, Ryan Jensen, all on IR, as well as Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Trey Palmer, receiver. Kate Otten, Kokiva, tight end, with Tristan Wirfs, Matt Filer, Robert Hainsey, Cody Mouch, Luke Gedeke across the offensive line, with Kalash Gansey, Greg Gansey behind Vita Vea, who's questionable, I think, with a foot injury, something like that. Logan Hall is the what is called the other defensive lineman. Joe Tryon, Shaq Bear, Anthony Nelson's questionable off the edge, as well as Devin Lloyd, the Levante David at middle linebacker, Jamel Dean, Christian Eisen, and Carlton Davis III at corner, with Anthony Winfield Jr., Ryan Nail at safety. Chase McLaughlin is your kicker. Jake Kamara is your punter. Devin Tompkins is your returner. And Dak Triner is your long snapper. All right, for Atlanta offensively, I want 200+ rushing yards as a team. The O-line has to move the big fellas. Yeah, again, with Vita Vea being questionable, at the very least, you won't be 100%. So, yeah, run the ball a lot. 40+ minutes possession. That won't be exactly easy to do, but you'll see why in a minute. Desmond Ridder, 0 turnovers. That's kind of simple. If he turns over the football, they're going to lose this game. And take some shots to Drake London. Yeah, Drake London had a really good game last week. Continue that, bro. Defensively, make the Bucs run the ball to move it. Literally have a one-man box. I'm not even kidding. Have, like, triple team Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Make them run the freaking football. Now let's look at the Bucs. Bucs offensively, Tristan Wirfs being the lead blocker on every run. I don't even care. Just literally, if it's across the line, have him like rotate. I don't even care. Like tackle to tackle. Do whatever you need to get him as the main blocker on every run. Baker has to rotate and manipulate the pocket on third down. He kind of did that last week, except he just didn't really manipulate anything. He just like basically stood there and then moved and then got sacked or threw a pick. Kind of what happened. And 4+ big plays, 30+ yards on third down. They got to be really good there. It doesn't have to be, again, it might not only be there on third down, I just think in general, but third down would be great if they can do that. Defensively, though, here's why, again, the Falcons can't really, I think it'll be hard for the Falcons to run the ball. It's because Devin White's been so good at stacking, lead blockers on stretch zones, because all the offensive linemen have rules that you're supposed to, again, create inside leverage to get the running backs to be able to bounce out. But thing is, Devin White literally makes that impossible for a guy, offensive lineman to do. So they have to adjust, basically go straight into him, and obviously he sheds that block and gets a tackle. So that's honestly the best thing I've seen from Devin White this year. Of course, Levante David facilitates the inside of cutbacks there, which means I do think they'll be able to keep him under 20. That's what I really want to see. Secondary has to be better in actual coverage. It's more the safeties, because I don't think the corners are actually that bad this year. But like Ryan Neal and Antoine Winfield Jr. just have not been good in coverage. And Kalash Gansey has to be a plus in the run defense. Shed your blocks, bro. You can do it. You just haven't really done it so far this year. See what you can do. Now let's get to the game of the week. Yeah, honestly, it might not be the game of the week, but it's definitely the most intriguing game. How good are the Lions? Well, you'll figure out in this game, guys. Like, it's basically prove it time for the Lions. Here we go, though. The NFL on Fox. Yep, we got the Justin Tucker rematch game, if you want to call it that. Let's go, guys. It's a massive game. Again, it's the NFL on Fox here in Week 7. We've got the Lions at 5-1. Of course, they've won 4 in a row. They are looking to prove they are the best team in the league, which they might be. You never know. But yeah, it's Jared Goff's coming out party here against the Ravens, of course, who are 4-2. They did bounce back last week against the Titans in London, but again, they didn't play particularly great. Justin Tucker had 6 field goals. Of course, he broke the NFL record with a 66-yard game saver and a game winner back against the Lions in Detroit in Week 3 of 2021. So, see what happens this time. Obviously, Lamar had a 31-yard run against them, so don't be surprised if the Lions get beat up by that. But you never know, because the Lions' roster defense has been really good this year. This game's at 1 o'clock on Fox. Fox Sports App, NFL Plus, Fubo TV. I guess your streaming service for this game. Announcing it will be Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olsen, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi, ESPN Radio, Steve Levy, and Mike Tannenbaum on the call. Looking at the map, it is in red. Again, you would be surprised that not as much of the country gets this game, but again, a good amount of it does, because again, it is the national game for Fox this week. The weather in Baltimore, it's going to be 61 degrees, a good amount of wind, which if it's going north, that would be really good. It's going to be mostly sunny too, so beautiful weather for this game. Yeah, Lions and Ravens. Let's get right into the Lions starting lineup now. For the Lions, Jared Goff, quarterback, Ken Hooker is out, Nate Sudfeld, Donovan Knight, Matt Nelson, Josh Pascal, James Houston, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, all on IR. As well as David Montgomery being out, Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield, Craig Reynolds is also questionable, Marvin Jones Jr. is also out, so Khalif Raymond, Jameson Williams, Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra St. Brown receiver with Sam Laporta, Brock Wright at tight end, James Mitchell is also questionable at tight end. Jason Commanda, the fullback, is also on IR, again, forgot about him, my bad. Jonah Jackson is out, so we'll probably see Halba Vaitai there, I don't really know, we'll see, again, weird, Kill always, whatever, we could start too, Ayo Sika. Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, Peninsula around the offensive line, though. Aiden Hutchinson, Charles Harris, John Kaminsky, Romeo Cora off the edge with Aleem McNeil, what is it called? Emilio Jones at defense tackle, Jack Campbell, what is it called? Alex Anzalone, Derek Bronson, linebackers with Cam Sutton, Chase Lucas, Brian Branch, the corner, of course, with Jerry Jacobs being questionable. Kirby Joseph, Tracy Walker III are the corners with, the safeties, my bad. Riley Patterson is their kicker, their punters, Jack Fox. The returners are Craig Reynolds, again, he's questionable. Khalif Raymond might be doing both duties, of course, with Scott Daly doing the long snapping. Alright, for the Ravens, Lamar, quarterback, Tyler Huntley is back. Gus Edwards, Justice Hill in the back. J.K. Dobbins, Tylen Wallace, Malik Cam, David Ojabo, Darryl Worley, and Demarion Williams all on IR. With this, and yeah, that's touchdown. Okay, either way though, Gus, what is it called? Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman at receiver, with Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely at tight end, Patrick Reichard as a fullback, Ronnie Stanley, John Simpson, Tyler Linderbaum, Kevin Zeitler, Morgan Mills across the offensive line, with Justin Matabuke, Michael Pierce, and Browder Robinson across the defensive line, with Adafe Owe, Patrick Peter, what is it called? Jadaeon Clowney, Kyle Van Noy, and Malik Harrison off the edge. I don't even know what the heck's going on there. Tavius Robinson probably, though. Roquan Smith, Matt Patrick Quinn, of course, the linebacker duo. Trent Simpson's also there. Tyus Bowser's out. Brandon Stevens, Ronald Darby, Marlon Humphrey at corner with Kayvon Seymour out. Darryl Worley's on the IR as well, with Marcus Williams being out. We'll definitely see Geno Stone starting as well as Kyle Hamilton as usual. Justin Tucker, Shaquille Jordan, Stout, punter, Devin Duvernay's returner. Nick Morgan, usual long snappers out. We will see Tower otherwise, though. Alright, now looking at the Lions, Jared Goff getting a long overdue talk with the Ravens secondary. Yeah, it's been a while. Of course, he did throw 2 picks and struggled big time against them back in 2019. Of course, with that 45-6 slaughtering and a loss. And as well again in 2021 where, yeah, he wasn't crazy great, but you knew if Jared Goff got another chance there against the Ravens, he would have killed them. And again, Lamar and, what is it called? Justin Tucker definitely bailed them out. But yeah, 375 plus yards, which is not, again, no, it's not easy to do that any week, but I do think it is possible, at least this week. 4 plus touchdowns, yeah, he's gonna have a massive day. And a face plant into Marlon Humphrey's face, again on a QB sneak, just go right into him. I don't care if he gets a flag or something, I just want to see that. That would be such a good picture. Either way, though, yeah, Marlon Humphrey just getting absolutely torched would be awesome, too. Defensively, Aiden Hutchinson, 5 plus pressures, and 3 plus tackles for loss as well, 6 plus total tackles. I want him to have a very well-rounded game this week, because I don't think, again, him getting as much, getting a big sack would be big, yes, obviously, but him, again, being really good against the run and as well just being overall involved in the game, I do think will help him be ready for the fourth quarter and just being locked in. 130 rushing yards again, they got to be really good there. Again, if Lamar starts running on them, again, it's just not going to be good for a look for that defense. And obviously, Kirby Joseph with a big play. I don't care how he does it, whether it's a bad play, I don't care. He's got to be somehow involved in this game in a big way. So, okay, their time for the Ravens. All right, for the what is it called, Ravens offense, I want them to run the ball with more finesse, more carries for Justice Hill. Again, he's actually been their best back this year, ironically. So yeah, get him the ball more. Lamar under 10 rushing attempts. I do think that the what is it called, the Lions will try to make him pay for running it. So yeah, I don't want to see him running the ball too much, and as well the injury risk too. And take a deep shot to Rashad Bateman. Please just get him the ball downfield. Like, he is getting open there. Defensively now, 4+ sacks. And that won't be easy, but again, if they can get some pressure on Jared Goff, that'll throw off the Lions' offense a lot. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen making it impossible to run the ball in the A-gap, because if the Lions can't run the ball there, they have to start going to the edge. And again, they do have guys that can make plays there, at least against the run. And as well, Amon-Ra St. Brown getting catch and run targets over the middle as well. Is really what they want to try to get him to get, because again, you're thinking, oh, Amon-Ra has to make all these plays. Yes, but they're also funneling him in when they do that. So that's all I got there, guys. Now let's look at the Bills and Patriots. Here we go. It's desperation time in New England. They're going to need to pull something out of their butt if they want any shot in this game. Yep, Week 7 CBS doubleheader. Game 1 will be the 4-2 Bills against the 1-5 Patriots. It's an AFC East rivalry. Of course, last year really wasn't a rivalry. The Bills, I wouldn't say dominated, but they beat the Patriots by double digits in both the games. Of course, the year before, though, in 2021, dang, were those two really good games. Obviously, Josh Allen had a monster game. I think he had like 4 total touchdowns against him. And of course, that like Christmas time game in 2021. But yeah, it's a pretty good rivalry. Again, very competitive the past couple of years. Patriots scores 1-5. They're one of the worst teams in the league. Their offense has been putrid this year. Bills are in here 4-2. They somehow saved the game against the Giants. Their offense was basically terrible against the Giants, obviously, and of course they lost the week before against the what is called Jags. So they're looking, I don't know, like to really recover in this game. The game's at 1 o'clock again on CBS, NFL Plus, Paramount Plus, or streaming services for this game. Yeah, Patriots, if they want to make any sort of like improvements, it's got to be this game, because if they don't, they should start tanking. Because if you're 1-6, unless you were the Lions last year, I don't think anyone's coming back from that. Again, looking at it, I know Charles David, Evan Washburn will be on the call for this game. Looking at the map, it is in red. Most countries getting this game, and yeah, it honestly probably will be a little entertaining because of how much this game means. That's all I got there, guys. Let's get right in the. No, I shoot the weather. My bad. Again, pretty good wind. It's gonna be mostly cloudy as usual. It is for this type of game. Then it's also 56 degrees, so not too bad. Again, really windy though. Right, let's get right into the Bills starting lineup. For the Bills, Josh Allen, quarterback, Kyle Allen, his backup, James Cook, Latavius Murray, the backfield, Damian Harris, Zach Davidson, Tommy Doyle, Justin Shorter. Daquan Jones, Matt Milano, Tre'Davious White, all on IR, as well as Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Kalishkir, receiver. Dawson Knox, Kincaid at tight end, with Quinn Morris being out, Reggie Gilliam at fullback, DeAndre Dawkins, David Edwards, Mitch Morris, Osiris Torres, Spencer Brown across the offensive line, with Greg Rousseau, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, AJ Epinesa off the edge, Ed Oliver's out. You will see Jordan Phillips as well as Tim Settle. Tyrell Dodson, Terrell Bernard, Dorian Williams are the linebackers with Teron Johnson, Dane Jackson, and Christian Benford at safety, with Cam Lewis being questionable, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde the safeties. Tyler Bass is their kicker, Sam Martin's their punter, Deontay Hardy's their returner, and Enrique Ferguson's their long snapper. And for the Patriots, Mac Jones, quarterback, Malik Cunningham's his backup, Ramondre Stevenson, Zeke Elliott in the backfield, Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker, Juju is questionable, as well as Demario Douglas and Keyshawn Boutte. So Tyquan Thornton could, again, hypothetically get playing time. Trey Nixon, he probably will, though. Trey Nixon, Tyron Wheatley Jr., what else? Daniel Cooley, Matt Judon, Isaiah Bolden, Christian Gonzalez, Jack Jones, Marcus Jones, Therese Hall, Raekwon McMillan, all on IR, as well as Hunter Henry being questionable, as well as Mike Gesicki probably going to get the start. I don't really know. Riley Reef is out, but how about this? 4 starters on the offensive line are questionable. That's interesting, because City Stowe, Jake Anders, Tony Mafi, Calvin Anderson could all start with Trent Brown, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Mike Anoni all being questionable. That's just unbelievable. Federian Lowe at least is healthy. Let's put it this way. If all these guys are out, they don't. If one of these offensive linemen gets hurt, Farrah Brown will have to go play. I'll just say like that. All their offensive linemen are literally hurt. Obviously, G.J. Quash Jr. Is there, as well as Lawrence Guy. Devon Gottschalk, Chris Brown, no tackles, both questionable. Keon White is also out. Marte Mapu, Josh Uche is out. Chris Board and Brandon Jenkins are there. Troy Flowers is also out. Juwan Bentley, Johan Tavai are at linebacker with Jonathan Jones, Sean Wade, both being questionable. Cody Davis is also out. J.C. Jackson, Miles Bryant are really the only 2 healthy corners, which is crazy. Drew Piper's Kyle Duggar's questionable. Have to imagine he'll play. Of course, Jalen Mills, Adrian Phillips, Lucy are healthy, and Brendan Schooler is also there. Chad Ryland is your kicker, Bryce Behringer is your punter, Miles Bryant and Tommy Montgomery are your returners, with Joe Cardano doing the long snapping. Alright, Bills offensively, Josh being smart and also letting passes fly. I think a conservative aggressiveness, 2 plus 40-yard attempts. Again, if it's like, again, Smart would be on an arm punt. Like, I'm good with that. But yeah, don't just chuck it up like you did a couple times last week. James Cook 20 plus touches as well, getting the football last week was just not really consistent at all with him. And Stephon Diggs 2 plus touchdowns. I want him to like kind of like put the Patriots to bed. That would be kind of cool. Defensively though, put the nail in the coffin. What is it called? Yeah, basically 5 plus sacks, and another shutout. That's basically the two things I want to do. 5 plus sacks should be able to happen. I mean, again, guys are hurt, but Patriots offensive line sucks, and yeah. Again, another shutout would be awesome. Teron Johnson getting a pick 6, again, the seal it as well. Again, this defense, again, I'm expecting a lot from them in this game. Even though, again, like, they're really hurt. I still don't care. Let's look at the Patriots. All right, for the Patriots, 3 plus third down conversions, by Kendrick Bourne. He's really your only, like, consistent-ish receiver on the team right now, and that's like everybody. I'm not even kidding, like anybody. He's the only guy who can do anything. Minus even 30 plus yard rushing touchdown. That's really just to build momentum and maybe get this running game sparks for the first time this year, something like that. And what is it called? Mac Jones taking a couple of shots as well. I think would be a good idea because, like, yeah, it would be because they really haven't done any of that this year. Defensively, scheme up Keon White for one of those one-on-ones versus Ryan Bates and Conor McGovern against the guards. Again, really good finesse rusher at least at this point. Also has some blended power on the speed there, so I would see him do that matchup against those I would say questionable what is it called ILLs there. And obviously 10 plus tackles again for Juwan Bentley. He's just got to be there. That's how I'll put it. Now let's look at the Steelers and Rams game. Yeah, this is a very big game for both these teams. Obviously, the Steelers coming in at 3-2 off their bye. So yeah, they are actually still again with a win. They would actually not with a win, but they left last week going into the what is called week 6 with the division being in first place in the division, which is it's kind of crazy. But yeah, the Steelers are of course 3-2. They want to continue in this division race. They got again very big game for them to win. Rams on the other hand, I wouldn't say it's a make or break game for the season, but it's pretty close. If the Rams really want to prove themselves, it's got to come up in this game. Because, again, the difference between 4-3 and 3-4 is, like, I think a 40% chance to make the playoffs. So, big game for the Rams. The game's at 4:05 on Fox, Fox Sports App, NFL Plus, Fubo TV, everything for the streaming services. I don't even care. Of course, this is the late afternoon window, not, like, the late national window. Just, like, again, the late regional window, whatever you want to call it. Announcing this game will be Adam Joe Johnson, Tim Oliver. So it is Fox's second team, of course, with Joe Davis calling the World Series. He will not be calling this game. I don't think he's ever called a Rams game. Whatever. Looking at it, no he didn't. Looking at it, it is did he? No, he didn't. And again, it is in blue. It's the whole entire Northeast for good reason. I'm like, let's go. I'll get to watch this. Let's go. And obviously, the blue. That's what's getting this game. And yeah, that's the context. Oh wait, I forgot about it. The Steelers won 4 straight against the Rams. The Rams have not won since 2003. And also, this, of course, Steelers beat the Rams 31-19 in the Super Bowl back in 1979, which is a long time, actually 1980, a long time ago. And also, of course, Cooper Kupp's the Rams' best offensive player. Like, yeah, he is. The Steelers, back in 2019, and that's like the worst game I've ever watched, held him to 0 catches. Only time Cooper Kupp has never caught a catch in a game in his career. So, Steelers fans, will that happen again? We'll wait and see. We'll see if they can do the same thing against them. That's all I got there. All right, for the Steelers, Kenny Pickett at quarterback, Mitch Trubisky is his backup, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren in the backfield, Anthony McFarland Jr., Pat Freiermuth, Rennell Wren, Cameron Hayward, and Chappelle Russell are all on IR, as well as Downey Johnson, George Pickens, and Allen Robinson, a receiver. Donald Washington, Connor Hayward are the tight ends, with Dan Moore Jr., Isaac Salamalu, Mason Cole, James Daniels, and Juma Moore across the offensive line. Larry Ogunjobi, Montavious Adams, and DeMarvin Leal are the defensive linemen, with TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Marcus Golden, and Nick Harry off the edge. Cole and Quan Alexander are the linebackers, with Levi Wallace, my bad. James Pierre, Joey Porter Jr., Patrick Peterson at corner, with Minka Fitzpatrick, Keanu Neal at safety. Chris Boswell is their kicker. Their punter is Presley Harvin, Calvin Austin, Godwin Igwebuike are the returners, and Christian Kuntz is their long snapper. For the Rams, Matt Stafford, quarterback. Brett Rippon's also healthy, but Stetson Bennett is still out. Kyron Williams, he'll be out. Not expected to return until at least week 11. We'll see what happens there. And then what do? They sign like 4 running backs. Darrell Henderson Jr., I'm probably going to say will start. Zach Evans, Royce Freeman, and Miles Gaskin are all there. I think Ryan Rivers also went on IR. So, yeah, the Rams running back room is a complete mess. Cooper Kupp, Puka, and Tutu Atwell receiver, with Ben Skowronek being questionable. DeMarcus Robinson might get a target. I don't know. And, of course, Tyler Higbee, Bryson Allen, Davis Allen at tight end. Hunter Long, Jason Taylor, Bobby Brown still all on IR, but I think Jason Taylor is expected to return week 8, so we'll see about that. Alric Jackson, Steve Avila, Brian Allen, Joe Nopu, and Rob Havenstein, the offensive line is back and healthy, which I guess is really good. Defensively, though, Jonah Williams, Kobe Turner, and Aaron Donald, defensive line. With Byron Young, Michael Hoyt, Zach Van Luckenberg off the edge, with Nick Hampton also being there. Don't forget about him. He did have some pressure last week, as well as Laura Murchison being out. Ernest Jones is still questionable. Troy Reader might get a start, as well as Christian Roseboom. Jaron Kennegar is questionable again with the arrest thing, but he is expected to play. Again, it's a mess there. Cal Witherspoon, Kobe Durant, Duke Shelley are all also there at corner. Jordan Fuller and Rusty is safety. Brett Maher is your kicker. Your punters are Ethan Evans, Austin Trammell, and probably Puka Nacua are your returners, of course, with Alex Ward. And alongside again, Ronnie Rivers is on IR with a knee injury, which really sucks because he actually played pretty well and he got his snaps. All right, for the Steelers offensively, 4+ 7-yard runs from the running backs. I just think, again, if they can have some good, really positive runs, which 7-yard runs are, it'll help out Kenny Pickett a lot on third down. Again, they don't want to get in those situations, but at least, again, avoiding third and long, those 7+ yard runs do go a long way. The interior of the offensive line, keeping Aaron Donald lateral instead of attacking upfield, because, again, when he's lateral, it's not, again, for your run game, it's not the greatest, but, again, in long term, in terms of, when you're playing the long ball, of course, with, what it's called, Kenny Pickett, you do not want him getting hit at the end of the game. If he gets up and field more, he's going to be a lot more disruptive when Kenny Pickett drops back in. He's got to get the ball out quick. That's kind of like simple there. Of course, get the ball to George Pickens a lot, but maybe try to get it underneath first until you can dial up with a long ball. And defensively, play a basic fit to the offensive line as your linebackers should be good at tackling good on tackling these backs. Again, they're all hurt. They're all either hurt or there's just so many of them. Again, you really don't know what to expect. So yeah, playing a basic fit against this offensive line will help a lot. And 4+ sacks, which should happen, and win second and long. Because if they win second and long, the Rams really don't have a chance on third down. Now let's look at the Rams. All right, and for the Rams, 30+ rushing attempts, I do think is a big part of this Rams offense. I do think they're going to have to run the ball a good amount in this game, even though, again, they don't really have a true number 1 running back right now. They got to get the running game going. Puka, 10+ targets, getting the ball more than he did last week. Again, when this offense is at their best, when they're getting the ball to everyone, especially Puka. And Tyler Higbee, 7+ targets, getting the ball. Cooper Kupp has to make a catch, unlike the goose egg he put up in 2019. Please just get a catch, Cooper. I do not want the same thing to happen where you didn't have a catch. That game was brutal to watch. Defensively, 2+ sacks. Please, get pressure on Kenny. It's not going to be that difficult. Their offensive line is not good. Kel Witherspoon on George Pickens every single snap. You don't want him doing anything. He's really their only good offensive player. And stuff Najee because, well, he runs in jeans and he's got cement feet. Now let's look at the Cardinals and Seahawks. All right, the 3-2 Seahawks come back home, of course. They haven't played home since, what was it, were they home in week 5? Let me think. Or week 4? Were they? No, they were not. They haven't played at home since week freaking 3. Dang. Yeah, they returned home for the first time in a month against a Cardinals team who they swept last year in pretty convincing fashion, at least defensively. Of course, Cardinals are 1-5. They have lost 3 in a row. None of them have been particularly close per se, but they have still fought and they've shown some signs. But they definitely have to play a very consistently game offensively this week. Honestly, I don't think their defense will have that bad of a day, especially because, again, they actually have played somewhat okay against the what it's called Geno Smith in terms of his passing game, but they will have trouble against the run, which means that this offense will really have to move the football on the ground. They got to really commit to the run game like we saw the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. Again, the game's at 4:05 on Fox. Fox Sports App, NFL Plus are your streaming services for this game. Looking at the announcers for this one, it will be Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Shannon Spake. See what interesting stuff. What it's called Jonathan Vilma says in this one. Oh, that's great. Announcing this one is, what is it called? I mean, looking at the map, it is in orange. We've got all of Arizona and basically the Northwest, which is getting this game. The weather in Seattle is 58 degrees. It's going to be a little humid, but outside of that, it's going to be cloudy. And yeah, typical Seattle weather, guys. Time for the Cardinals starting lineup. All right, for the Cardinals, Josh Jobs, quarterback, Lane Tunes is back. Kyler Murray is still out. He could be back in week 8, though. He's not playing, though, right? Yeah, he's ruled out. Hopefully, he might play week 8. We got James Conner, Marlon Mack, both on IR, as well as John Gaines, Pat Elflein, Carlos Watkins, LG Collier, Rashad Fenton, Buda Baker, and Kyler McMichael, as well as Matt Hembrow, whom I guess is their long snapper. I really don't know what's going on there. Again, Marquise, Kent Ingram, Amari DeMarcado are the running backs with Marquise Brown, Michael Wilson, Ronald Moore. Receiver Zach Pascal is questionable. Zach Ertz, Trey McBride at tight end. DJ Humphries, Elijah Wilkinson is out, so we'll probably see Dennis Daly as well as Elijah Frolot. Will Hernandez and Paris Johnson Jr. Zaven Collins, Kevin Strong Jr. Is questionable, so Dante Stills, Cameron Thomas also off the edge. B.J. Joel Arthur as well, again, is there. John Ledbetter, Leaky Foe, 2 of the defensive tackles. Josh Woods is questionable. Chris Barnes is behind him, as well as Kaiser White, again, Dennis Gardick, and Victor Dimenji off the edge. Antonio Hamilton Sr. is out. Control Clark is questionable, and Garrett Williams is out. So Starling Thomas V and Marco Wilson are really the only healthy corners. Jalen Thompson is out. Andre Shacker, I don't even know. They're gonna have to figure out someone who's gonna play strong safety, of course, with Kevin Wallace also being their free safety. Matt Prater is their kicker. Their punters Blake Gillikin, Greg Dortch is their long snap is their returner, and Aaron Brewer is their long snapper. And for the Seahawks, Geno Smith, the quarterback, Kenneth Walker in the backfield as well. Dak Charbonnet being questionable. DJ Dallas might be there. Kenny McIntosh, Derek Young, Diaz Gridge, Abraham Lucas, Mike Morris, Latrell Bumpus, Joshua whatever, and Kobe Bryant all on IR. DK Metcalf is questionable. Jake Bobo, we'll see. Tyler Lockett, JSN also a receiver. Noah Fant, Kobe Parkinson on the tight ends. Nick Valora, fullback. Charles Cross, Damon Lewis are there. What's called Phil Haynes questionable. Evan Brown, Phil Haynes, and Jack Stern are all questionable. Anthony Bradford and what is it called? Ola, whatever. Could start. Draymond Jones, Jerron Reed, Brian, Miro Edwards Jr. as the defensive lineman with Brian Moan and Austin Filalio both being out. Boyo Mafe, Uchenna Nwosu, Derek Hall, and Darrell Taylor all off the edge with Jordan Brooks and Bobby Wagner, linebacker. Devon Witherspoon, Michael Jackson, Reek Woolen at corner. Trey Brown's also there with Quandre Diggs, Jamal Adams, safety. Jason Myers is your kicker. Your punter is Michael Dixon. DJ Dallas is your returner, and Chris Stoll is your long snapper. Okay, for the Cardinals offensively, Josh Dobbs 4 plus completions to over 10 yards. I like what he did outside the pocket and with those explosive plays. I think that's all that moved the ball through the air and run even more plays over the middle on those 15-yard option routes from at least Rondell Moore. Again, Marky Brown might be running the deeper routes, but at least get those things going because they will have guys open there. And 35 plus rush attempts I already talked about. They got to really lean into the run game as well with some of those good in routes that they're running there too. Again, they got to commit the run game if they're going to put up some points here. Defensively though, 58 gap so that Ken Walker can't break to the edge of off that left guard. That's what he likes to do. Because again, when you can start running the ball 58 gap, you will bounce it off and really break you guys up. Because again, you're going to be really focused on stopping that 8 gap running instead of again him bouncing out. Dennis Gardy 5 plus pressures. He wasn't great last week. He's got to be better there. And make Geno throw over the middle. He has not been good there this year. Now let's look at the Seahawks. And for the Seahawks, 3 plus targets for Tyler Lockett, 20 plus yards downfield. Give him some bombs. Zach Charbonnet, 15 plus touches. Again, if he can play and 25 plus points, they should be able to score 25 again. That shouldn't be a big issue again. But they only scored 13 last week. We'll see what they can do. Defensively, though, play light zone on the outside. You really do not. You really don't want to get burned over the top in this ball. When the corners can read what's happening, they're a lot better. As well as the fact that Jamal Adams basically just sitting 15 yards downfield is really good because again they can't throw the ball there if he's there. And of course, Jerron Reed 3 plus tackles. That's what I got there, guys. Now let's look at the Packers and Broncos. All right, the Packers head to Denver for the Brandon Perna and Tom Grassi Bowl. Yup, this should be a fun game. Yeah, of course. But yeah, of course, both these teams they're just not very good right now. First off, of course, Packers, they had a miserable Monday nighter 2 weeks ago, in which Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions, and they lost the game they should have won. But obviously, coming off the bye, they're a little refreshed. Broncos in their hand, how many have they lost in a row? I think it's, no, they've lost back-to-back games. Their offense has been putrid again the past 2 games, but at least before that, they were decent, I guess. The games are 4:25 on CBS, Edible Plus, Paramount Plus, or streaming services for this game. Again, we're now in the late afternoon national window. It's not your national game. Don't get it confused with the actual national game. Kevin Holland, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins on the call. Compass Media has Bill Roninsky and Steve Berlin on the call, as well as what is it called? Looking at the map. That's not it. There we go. It's in blue. It's basically just the whole Mountain West, and not like going in here. Basically just through Colorado, and then also. In like the NFC North area. That's the best way I can put it. And then looking at the weather, again, it's going to be mostly sunny, 76 degrees. Again, pretty nice weather here in Denver for the game. Yeah, these 2 teams played back in 2019. In Green Bay, the Packers did win that one 27-16. Now they actually play with, again, different quarterbacks, different game plan. It's Brandon Perna versus Tom Grassi Bowl. Time for the Packers starting lineup. All right, for the Packers, Jordan Love, quarterback. Aaron Jones is questionable. A.J. Dillon, Emmanuel Wilson in the backfield. Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs for Jaden Reed, a receiver, with Luke Musgrave, Josiah DeGuara at tight end. Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins is questionable. Josh Newman is also questionable. Royce Newman will probably start. Maybe. We'll see. Josh Myers, John Runyon, and Zach Tom are also all there. David Bakhtiari, Luke Tenuta are both on IR. Kenny Clark, TJ Slayton. Devontae Wyatt is questionable. Carl Brooks is behind him. Preston Smith, Rashawn Gary, Killington Agabor, Lucas Vanessa all off the edge with Devon Dacre Campbell being doubtful. We will definitely see Isaiah McDuffie. Eric Wilson also, of course. And Shaq, Quay Walker is also questionable. Jay Alexander is questionable. Keisha Nixon, Carrington Valentine, Rasul Douglas are the other corners. With Eric Stokes being out, Zane Anderson is questionable as well as Darnell Savage, Ruby Ford, and Jonathan Owens will probably be there at safety anyway, though. Andrews Carlson is the kicker. The punter is Daniel Wheelman. Jaden Reed, Keisha Nixon, the returners, and Matt Matt Orsick's the long snapper. And for the Broncos, Russell Wilson and quarterback, Javonte Williams, Julio McLaughlin in the backfield, Monty Perrin is also there. Jerry Jeudy, Cornson, Marvin Mims Jr. receiver, Tim Patrick, Jalen Virgil, Alex Molesky, Jonas Griffith, Amozuwe, Urizalakwe, whatever that is, Caden Stearns and Keelan Williams all on IR. Greg Dulcich is out. Adam Trautman behind him. Michael Burns at fullback. Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Lloyd Cushenberry, Quinn Miners, Michael Lynch across the offensive line with Jonathan Harris, DJ Jones, Zach Allen across the defensive line, Nick Benito, Baron Brown and Jonathan Cooper off the edge with Alex Singleton and Josie Jewell at linebacker, Patrick Sertan, Jaquan McMillan, Fabian Moreau, and Damari Mathis at corner with Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson safety. Will Lutz is your kicker, Riley Dixon's your punter, Marvin Mims Jr. is your returner, and Mitchell Farbine is your long snapper. And for the Packers, Jordan Love, a quarterback. I don't want for him, obviously, I don't want him having any turnovers. That's the first thing with it. Again, if they're going to figure out a way to win on the road, first things first, Jordan Love can't turn over the football. If it's an interception, again, that's more than the fumbles, but they're both bad. Aaron Jones, 100-plus scrimmage yards. Please just have a good game, even if he doesn't play. Like, what the hell? 20-plus points and over 33 missing minutes. They have not had a complete offensive game since week 1. They got to do that this week. And as well, what is it called? Packers defense forced Russ to roll left. He's been not good throwing to his left. Just make him go there and cover the checkdowns as well. Again, he's going to want to throw it there. Blitz on third, too, for obvious reasons. Again, Russ has not been good against the blitz on third down, at least past couple weeks. Now let's look at the Broncos. And for Denver, Jerry Jeudy, 10-plus targets. Get him the football. Again, I know he's had a rough year so far, but again, this is a game where I think he could have a big impact. Javonte Williams, 10-plus carries in the first half. Him setting the tone, I think, will be a really good way for them to get, but the scripts and all that, that's how I think they got to go. And 300-plus total yards, plus yards by the end of the third quarter. Again, that's just because, if they can't move the football, then I don't know what they're going to do in the fourth quarter because they've not been good there either. Defensively, no long runs against. You do not want to bail out this Packers offense. Kareem and Justin sub-7 rating against. They got to be better in coverage as a total. If they can both do that, it'll be really hard for the Packers to move the football under 200 pass yards allowed, which I think could happen. It won't be particularly great, but then we'll just have to wait and see. No big plays again. With all that said, that's all I got for the Broncos, guys. Now let's get to the national game. NFL and CBS doubleheader game 2. These two teams have played ever since Justin Herbert showed up. All the games have been close. Yeah. Let me put it like this. Yeah, this is a huge game. Five more Chiefs lying to get this their 6th straight win, go up against Justin Herbert and the Chargers, of course, coming off a heartbreaking, I guess you can call it, Monday night loss to the Cowboys. Yeah, these two teams, every single game has been really close since Justin Herbert showed up. Obviously, one game back in 2020 that the Chiefs already clinched the division. It was a meaningless game. That game wasn't, but that was literally the only one. All the other games have been decided by 6 points or fewer. All the games have been really good. This game's at 4:25 on CBS, NFL plus Paramount plus and Fubo, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's on everything because, again, it is the NFL on CBS doubleheader game 2, and as well also known as, it's the national game of the week. And also, I'm looking at it, announcing this game will be Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson. The Game Break show, I think, is at, update is at, 4, I think. Sports US Radio, Larry Kahn and Steven Gostkowski. Looking at the map, we've got it in red, and it is basically the whole country's getting this game, guys. And looking at the weather, it's going to be 71 degrees, partly cloudy with winds at 11 miles per hour. That's what I got for this game, guys. Again, both these teams had two fantastic finishes last year. Let's get right into the Chargers starting lineup. And for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, quarterback, Easton Sixes, backup Austin Eckler, Joshua Kelly in the backfield, Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, and Quentin Johnson, a receiver. Mike Williams is on IR, Jalen Guyton is out for this game. Inner trainer, Raheem Lane, and, what the heck is his name? Amen Ogun, no, what am I saying? Yeah, and, Amichi Uzadinimi, yeah, he's on IR as well. Gerald Everett, Donald Parham Jr. at tight end with, Rashawn Slater, Zion Johnson, Will Clapp, Jamari Sallier, and Trey Pipkins III, across the offensive line. Corey Lindsley is out. Nick Williams, Sebastian Joseph Day, and Austin Johnson are the, defensive line with Joey Bosa, Tulu Tuipulotu, Michael David, Khalil Mack, and Chris Trump off the edge. With Eric Henderson and Kenneth Murray Jr. at linebacker, Michael Davis, Jasari Taylor, and Sonny Samuel Jr. are the corners. With Odiego Agnia is out, as well as JT Woods and G. Leonard. Derwin James Jr. is questionable again. Dean Marlowe will start if he can go, and Jalen Hawkins will start, of course, with Ola Hickelman being out. Cameron Dicker is the kicker. J.K. Scott is the punter. Darius Davis is the returner, and Josh Harris is the long snapper. And for the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, Isaiah Pacheco, Jarek McKinnon in the backfield with Sky Moore, MBS, and Kadarius Toney, receiver. Justin Watson is out for this game. Richie James, Nico Remigio, Jody Fordson, Prince T, whatever his name, Waganwo, Najee Johnson, all on IR with Travis Kelce, Noah Gray at tight end, Donovan Smith, Joe Tooney, Creedon Free, Trey Smith, and Juwan Taylor across the offensive line with what is it called? George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, Felix Nduki, Uzama, and Malik carrying off the edge with Derek Nottie and Chris Jones, the defensive tackle. Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Leo Chanel, linebackers with Legarius Sneed, Josh Williams, Trent McDuffie at corner. Jalen Watson is questionable. What is it called? Najee Johnson, I didn't say he's also on IR. Justin Reed, Brian Cook are the safeties with Harrison Bucker doing the kicking, Tommy Townsend doing the punting, and McCall Hardman Jr. is a returner, and James Winchester's a long snapper. Alright, now what I want to see for this Chargers offense is converting on what is it called third and less than 5 at a 75% clip. They were not good there last week. Part of the reason they lost. Austin Eckler 4.5 yards per carry. Again, he might not get too many touches, but he's got to make those carries worth it. Not so much last week again. Keenan Allen was targets in the second half. I do think, again, when the Chargers have been able to beat the Chiefs, I think that was twice with Justin Herbert. It might be only once. Maybe whatever. When they won in Kansas City, Keenan Allen was a big part of that. And 3+ red zone touchdowns as well. Whether it's Justin Herbert throwing the ball, they got to be really good in the red zone. Defensively, though, double Travis Kelce on every play. He's their only receiver. Make sure he does not beat you. And don't let Mahomes roll to his right because he is so dynamic there. Whether it's running the ball and all that crap, don't let him do it. And 1 or less touchdowns allowed in the red zone. You saw what the what's called the Jets were able to do. And what it's called, the Broncos were somewhat able to do last week. That was part of the reason they at least kept it somewhat close. That's what I want to see in this Chargers team. Now let's look at the Chiefs. And for the Chiefs, better penetration in the red zone from the O-line. They've been really weak there the past 2 weeks. Again, some stuff they can, again, get better with. But as well, it really does help the running game, which, again, every successful NFL red zone offense, at least now, can run the football there. As well, under 7 pressures allowed. They got to make sure that Patrick Mahomes stays upright, and obviously more the fact that these receivers can have time to get open because if you saw last week, they really didn't. Like, again, it takes them give them an extra half second, they'll be good. And Patrick Mahomes has to get to his third read, then check back in 3 seconds again. He sometimes fixates on Kelce a little bit too much. I'm just saying. Could be a little quicker. Defensively, though, get to Justin at 50% of his dropbacks. Again, he's not great under pressure. You saw last week. Jerry Sneed's 4+ passes defended. Again, he was kind of not really too involved last week. But again, when he plays well, the defense plays well following him. Jalen Watson has to be good against Josh Palmer. Again, that's really obvious, but more it's the big plays. Jalen Watson scores kind of 98-yard pick 6 against the Chargers last year in Kansas City. See if we can again do that. Now let's get to Sunday Night Football. Yup, on Sunday Night Football, we got the game of the year so far, 5-1 versus 5-1. Yeah, again, a dandy for Sunday Night Football. The 5-1 Eagles look to beat their first good team. Of course, all the teams they lost to have a combined record of 5-24. They're up against the Eagles, of course, who are also 5-1, but they should be 6-0 right now. They had a bad loss to the Jets last week. So of course getting shut out in the second half as well. They're not looking to avoid this week against the NFL's best offense in the Miami Dolphins. Of course, this game is on Sunday Night Football, 8:20 on NBC Universal, NBC Sports app, and on Peacock, more likely though, NBC Plus, Fubo TV, of course. Football Night in America starts at 7 o'clock Eastern, as always on NBC. Announcing this game is as always again Mike Tirico for Chris Collins for Melissa Stark. Westwood 1 has Ryan Radjic and Mike Golick. Looking at the weather in Philly, tonight it's going to be 11 miles per hour wind and 52 degrees, a little cloudy, but not too bad. So what I got for this game though, again, these two teams played back in 2019, an insane game where the Eagles fell to the Dolphins 37-31. Of course, you had that crazy monster crap formation play, and yeah, that was a crazy one for the Dolphins though. Let's get right into the Dolphins now though. All right, for the Dolphins, two-way quarterback Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., Salvin Ahmed in the backfield, Chris Brooks, River Cricker, as well as Devon A-Chain, Teron Armstead, Zeke Vandenberg, and Jalen Ramsey, my bad, are all on IR. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson Jr., and Braxton Berrios all a receiver with Eric Uzakama out. Jeremy Smythe, Julian Hill, tight end. Alec Ingold is questionable. With Kendall Lamb, Isaiah Wynn, Connor Williams questionable. Liam Eichenberg behind him. Robert Hunt and Austin Jackson across the defensive line. Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, and Zach Sealer across the defensive line. With Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Andrew Van Ginkel, Amanda Ogba off the edge. With David Long Jr. and Jerome Baker at linebacker. Xavier Howard's questionable. Eli Apple's behind him. Cam Smith and Cater KO are also both there. Javon Holland and Deshaun Elliott are both there as well at safety. Is there anything on him? He's still on IR, okay. And Jason Sanders is their kicker. Their punter is Jake Bailey. Braxton Berrios is Reed Ferguson on the returner and long snapper. And for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Marcus Mariota is backup, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott in the backfield, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Olamide Zaccheaus, a receiver, Quez Watkins is on IR as well as Roderick Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Sean Bradley, Justin Evans, and Avonte Maddox. Dallas Goedert and Jack Stoller linebacker are the tight ends with Jordan Mailata, Lynn Dickerson, like Jason Kelsey, Opeta, and Lane Johnson across the offensive line. Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett off across the edge rushing group with Jordan Elliott, Frederick Cox, Jalen Carter up the middle. Zach Cunningham, Nicholas Morrell, Hassan Reddick, Nolan Smith, again, both off the edge. Those two guys are the linebackers. James Bradbury, Josh Chubb, Darius Slay, and probably Kelly Ringo at corner. Bradley Roby is out. Avery Blankenship is out. Sidney Brown, Terrell Edmonds will start at safety. Jake Elliott, Brandon Mann, kicker, punter, Braden Coffey, Boston Scott, returners, and Rick Lovato is a long snapper. All right, Dolphins offense get ahead by 14. Unlike last week, yeah, they would have gotten their absolute butts handed to them if the Eagles did that to them last week. 30-plus rushing attempts through the third quarter. I do think they got to run the ball a good amount. Again, through the third quarter, I want them at least, again, 10 per quarter would be good. Tyreek making it 3 straight weeks with a long touchdown. That would be kind of cool. And also, again, explosion. And a 40-burger should be enough to hang on. Dolphins defense, can you hang around with, again, can you hang around with the best offenses? You saw what they did against the Bills. See what they can do here. Okay, 3-plus sacks. That's the first line. 12-plus pressures. That's going to be hard to do. But, again, if they design the right pressures, they'll be good. And under 4.3 yards per carry against, under 47 yards, adjusted yards, no yards per attempt. Again, whatever you need to do, they got to have this type of game. They got to really show up. I don't care about the points. If they can do this, I will be okay. I'll be convinced that this defense is actually somewhat okay. Time for the Eagles now. And wrapping up the Week 7 NFL Sunday preview, we've got this, we're going to look at the Eagles. Obviously, don't beat yourselves in the middle of the field. Basically, turnovers, just don't. That's all I'll put it. Jalen does not need to throw all those passes there. Jalen staying flexible I'm going through his options pre-snap. He sometimes just, again, fixates on one read, and there you go. There's the interception. And viable targets for Dallas Goedert anywhere but between the 40s, please. It's just a complete mess when you throw the ball in there. Whether it's in the red zone or whatever, just don't throw it when you're like the 40s. Again, that seems like a little weird, but yeah. Defensively, get after Tua. Please, get after him. No one really outside of the duels. No one's gotten after him. Play physical as well. Get on these receivers. They can't do anything if you're knocking them on their butt. And don't let put anyone on an island so that you guys don't turn into a fried Oreo. Or worse, a Twinkie. A fried Twinkie is worse than a fried Oreo because I know how much we get to fried Twinkie to get it than an Oreo. And with that, that's all I got for the Week 7 NFL Sunday preview. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, hope you guys enjoyed all this. Enjoy all the games. And yeah, here's some Chargers Chiefs stuff before we head out.
It's coming. Mahomes gets away, keeps his eyes downfield, and fires and completes it to Kelsey. What else is new? And Kelsey with blocking inside the 20, rumbling inside the 10. Look at this. Kelsey's in the end zone. Crazy.
The greatest athletes on earth. This is unbelievable. It's a tight end. Don't forget now, this is a tight end. This is not a wide receiver. It's not a running back. This is a tight end. It is going to make moves against safeties.